Writing a hook can mean different things and require different methods. If you write a first line that draws your reader into the story right away, they will turn the page to promote your book to a publisher or to readers. You may be creating a hook summary. You can use a few simple steps to create either hook. So, we are going to watch about the how to write a hook for a book.
Method 1. Writing a hook first line. First is create a strong, engaging description.
For your first line, you can use a strong, interesting description to describe an image of your main character in action. For example, the first line of Joseph Heller's novel Catch-22, Yossarian was in the hospital with a pain in his liver that.
Step 2. Start at a pivotal plot point.
You can also create a first line that introduces the reader to a pivotal plot point. This will allow you to hit the ground running and get the reader invested in the plot of the story right away.
Step 3. Introduce a compelling narrative voice.
You can start your book with a narrative voice that is unique and compelling. You can also use a compelling third-person voice to act as the narrator who introduces characters.
Step 4. Start with an unusual setup.
For example, the opening lines of Nick Hornby's novel Juliet. Naked. They had flown from England to Minneapolis to look at a toilet. This first line pulls the reader in right away and sets up a strange, engaging situation.
Finally, write to your audience.
You can create a strong first line by focusing on what your audience would be interested in reading about first. Try to picture your ideal reader and consider how old they are, what they are interested in, and what type of writing they might enjoy. For example, if you are writing a
Method 2. Creating a hook summary for a book. First is recognize the purpose of the hook.
Hook should capture what your book is about in 1 to 2 sentences total. Hook should also tell your reader how and why it is different from other books.
Step 2. Use the active voice.
Most hooks for a book are written in the present tense, rather than the past tense. To make the hook feel more active to the reader, you should always use the active voice in your hook as well as active verbs.
Step 3. Address the main plot.
Your hook should also include the main plot or the issue at stake in the story. Try to address the main conflict or crisis in a few words. Avoid too many adjectives or adverbs.
Step 4. Focus on character and action, rather than theme.
It may be tempting to simply describe the main themes of the book, but this can end up sounding too generic and familiar. Instead, focus on your characters and the action of your book.
Finally, read the hook out loud and revise it.
Make sure the hook is in the present tense and does not reveal the ending of the book. Your hook should be no longer than 1 to 2 sentences and should leave the reader wanting to read your book in full.
We hope it is useful to you. Please subscribe to our channel to upskill yourself.